we've got quite a few things here at Legends Look Back that we've got in common that are not just Galaxy Far, Far Away. That's some other, like 90s related things, especially that we talk about, before and after the show, the things that come up and get us sidetracked on Legends Look Back from time to time. Like Pokemon, for example, all kind of Pokemon fans, like 90s cartoons, big into, classic 90s cartoons, like Nickelodeon, Nick at Night kind of Good Burger kind of material. But the one thing we especially all love that's not Star Wars Legends, though we do certainly love that. I'm going to talk about plenty of Legends material tonight. The one thing that we especially love is, as you can see from the shirt that I've chosen to wear for this evening, is the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, right? Big Power Rangers fans. The other day, Rick sends me this video, one of these like stupid Instagram things where you put the thing on your head and it spins and it tells you what the thing you are. And you can do it for what, Friends character you are, or Pokemon. I don't know, what are the other things? Probably like what
actor you look like or whatever.
Yeah. All this nonsense. I don't like it. I don't do it. But this one caught my eye. And he said, let's all do this for the show Thursday night. So without further ado, we're going to roll it for you. It's Morphin' time.
Go, go, Power Rangers.
Go, go, Power Rangers. Go, go, Power Rangers. Go, go, Power Rangers. Mighty Morphin Power Rangers.
That was so good.
I watched this. Rick's was, what were you, Rick? Black Ranger?
Yeah.
With all that swag you've got over there. And Freddy's a White Ranger. And I'm like, oh, awesome. I'm totally going to be the Red Ranger. I know it. Maybe Green Ranger. And my kids were so excited. They were sitting right next to me. I queued it up. And wouldn't you know, I see the little pterodactyl on my forehead. And I was like, I'm the friggin' Pink Ranger. Now, don't get me wrong.
There's nothing wrong with the Pink Ranger.
Kimberly, Catherine, I love the Pink Ranger. Absolutely.
My number one crush, first crush ever.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, absolutely. Pretty much every boy in the 90s. But I did not, however, get the Ranger that I wanted. And I believe like it's totally fine to have a male Pink Ranger, for example. I'm progressive like that, but not for me. I wanted to be red, green, white, even black or blue, but not pink. Oh my God.
I was destined to be the White Ranger. I'll tell you why.
Why?
So I accidentally screwed up the first take of that thing, and I was the White Ranger that first time, and I was
both
like,
times.
Yeah, well, I didn't know there was a second time coming, so I was like, all right, let's get this right. Whatever it is what it is, right? Boom, rolled it. White Ranger again. I was like, there we go.
Meant to be.
Skooma Joe says that should be the new video. That's not bad for y'all morph, except for I don't want to be the pink one. I want to be the. I thought I was into the camera and scream, Tyrannosaurus!
Right? Yeah, people, we're gonna have to like post the original videos because Freddy's audio is subpar. Like
it's phenomenal.
It's great. It's great.
It's might we say more phenomenal.
Oh, there it is. There it is.
I had to practice that word a few times pre-show because it's pretty difficult to spit out. Let's be honest.
More phenomenal.
More phenomenal.
It is. Emily, are you more of a Pink Ranger or Yellow Ranger fan?
To be honest, I didn't watch them.
What?
Growing up. I know. I was homeschooled. Please don't blame me. It was not my fault.
Oh, okay. That's funny.
That's okay. We'll just keep on going.
Yeah. Who's everybody's favorite Ranger?
My favorite Ranger? I think it's the same as Jared's.
Well, are you going to say red or green?
But I was going to say, what's red and green together?
Christmas?
I'm colorblind.
Me too.
Christmas Ranger.
Yeah, I love the Red Ranger. Red Ranger. I remember when the flippable head came out. Remember that, Jared?
I've got all of those. I've got every single one. Actually, my Red Ranger legs just broke the other day. My 3-year-old loves playing with those.
Oh.
He's about to play him some handicapped basketball or something. He has no lower legs.
Yeah, that was I was Toys R Us. I saw it right on the shelf and I said, "Mother, I've got straight A's. Can I get it?" She's like, "Of course."
Oh my goodness.
I'll never forget that. You know how I wish I could still get straight A's and get gifts.
Oh yeah, those are the days. Bring your report card, get some donuts, go to Chuck E. Cheese.
Ooh, donuts.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Good
Now,
times,
regardless
good
of
times.
regardless of my grades, if I want a gift, I just go buy it.
Yeah.
Which is
Yeah,
leading us
exactly.
toward our haul that we're going to show off tonight. And boy, do I have a haul that I'm excited to show. We've got a fun program here for you tonight on Legends Look Back. It is our Valentine's Day Spectacular. I was wearing one of those candy necklaces a little while ago, but I got hungry pre-show and ate it all up. So you'd never know it by looking at me that, it is our Valentine's Day episode. We got a saucy, steamy show. Woo! It is going to be like pushing us right to the border of the PG-13 limit that we have here at UTini, and probably a little bit past that, let's be honest. But then we're going to try to scale it back just right and hit right that sweet spot. So without further ado, let's start the show. Hello, everybody, and welcome to Legends Look Back, proudly part of the Eugenie Podcast Network. This is a Star Wars podcast where it's not always time, but when it is, it's morphin' time, where we celebrate our rich EU history as well as dive into lesser-known Star Wars classics. I'm your host, Jared Mays, and I'm joined by my legendary co-hosts back from Tatooine, Emily Daybeck.
I'm back from the desert. We went on a long weekend camping trip. My husband gets like 4-day weekends sometimes, and so we
Oh, cool.
took advantage before the baby comes, and we went and tent camped in February. So that's what you do apparently when you're 8 months pregnant. You tent camp in February.
Only in California.
Well, I mean, the first night we did spend in a motel because it was like 20 degrees or something like that.
Wow.
So that's not that fun. But the next night we spent in Death Valley, and then the night after that in Alabama Hills. Gorgeous. We just loved it. So
Are Alabama Hills, pardon me for being ignorant
I know.
to geography, not in Alabama?
they're not. You would think that they would be, and it's an interesting name. I actually didn't look in to see like why they're called Alabama Hills, but it's really cool. It's like this little like hilly part in between the Sierras and like the Death Valley mountain range. So you have like desert mountains on one side, and then like snow-capped, like crazy rocky mountains on the other side. It's beautiful.
Oh, cool. But the
So.
picture you sent us is within seconds of seeing it last week. I was like, Rick, put that in the show. That's beautiful. It looks like she's in the Star Wars.
Yep.
It felt like it too. It was so cool.
I was expecting a sandcrawler to come up behind you or a Jawa to come and stun you and put you on the ship.
Utini!
Yeah, yell Utini. That's the fair. We were watching the Book of Boba Fett, and a Jawa yelled Utini, and I said, "He said it!
Yeah,
He said the word!"
I said that too. Yes.
That's awesome.
We are also joined tonight. I'm wondering, actually, Freddie C. Have you made any Sonic charges this week?
No, but I did purchase a 1996 Dr. Dreadful Creepy Clinic candy set.
What in the heck is that?
Wait, what? Start over.
That's not.
Yeah, so in 1996, I'll never forget the commercials. There was a commercial for a toy called Dr. Dreadful's Creepy Clinic candy set. And it was a series of different things to make different types of candy. It'd be like gross vomit looking stuff,
I
like
remember
worms.
this.
Yeah, there was one that was I forget what the name was, but that was at the time it was for the female interest, right? It was like butterflies. You can make like different types of edible jewelry or something. I don't remember that one,
I
but
gotta love the 90s gender stereotypes.
yeah,
I know what girls are gonna like. Edible jewelry.
guys like vomit.
The 90s. That's the tagline for the 90s from now on. Where Bill Clinton was president, guys like vomit and women want edible jewelry. Welcome to the 90s.
Oh goodness.
So yeah, candy's probably not good anymore, but
I do remember that now that you've described it. I always wanted one, never got one. So I gotta go visit you, Freddie, in order to try it. Or record a video. It'll be amazing. You know who else is amazing? Our producer with some big news to share, Rick Grace.
Hello, I'm here, and it's not just that I'm the big news, because that'll be a fat joke, and we don't do that here. Instead, Big news is that I'm moving. Announced that. Not moving very far. Moving just another town in Texas, Northeast Texas. But it's going to be exciting. A lot of good things. Sad to leave some friends here and people I've been working with. But yeah, so a lot of changes in my life. And actually, next week, you won't see this behind me anymore. I don't know where I'll be. I could be in a garage, could be in a closet, could be in a car. It'll be fun. We'll make it happen, though. But yeah, so I'm glad to be with you guys the last time probably in this room because my internet's being shut off tomorrow.
F's in the chat for Rick's internet and for his Star Wars room. It does look great behind you, Rick. You know, I know it.
Thank you.
It really, you can tell you certainly have put some love and care into that room.
It's true. I'm
Well,
not
we're
going to have
excited.
another
Hard to
room.
move.
I'm really going to have a
Excited for you.
garage, so though it'll be
Great
interesting.
things to come. Oh yeah, you should see how much junk I've stuffed in my garage. First garage I've ever had. I'm like, can't wait to shove some junk in here. You know who's going to help us shove some junk in our garages?
Oh,
How's that
gosh.
for a segue? Our patrons. I want to give a special shout out to a new patron this week, Brian Dooley, who joined the Jedi. Try this again. Brian Dooley, who joined the Jedi High Council.
That's the Hispanic Jedi, the head eye.
The head eye, exactly.
And thank you, Brian, for joining our community over on Patreon. Very glad to have you. Thank you so much for helping us do the things that we do. We are always looking to make improvements, especially since we are all in the middle of moves and are having to set up some new gear here and there. Very grateful to have you along for the ride. We don't, however, use patron dollars on some of the random things that we like to collect, just to be clear.
Yes.
But we do have some fun things to show off that we like to collect in a segment that we call Thraken's Thrift Store. Who's going to lead us off while I look under my desk for my supply here?
Well, because of
Go
said
ahead, Rick.
move, I'm trying to not buy anything, but I will show off a gem that I found. It kind of got buried on my shelf, but that would be
This is
This
something
holocron.
that you had that you found.
Oh.
Yeah.
You're counting it in Thraken's Thrift Store. I
Yep.
love that.
Star Wars Galactic Phrase Book and Travel Guide.
Oh, nice.
And so I tagged some things that we might talk about tonight. There's some Huttese phrases and a few other galactic languages that you never know, Bocce among others, that you never know when you need to know. Yeah.
Wait,
and
does it have like romantic phrases in there?
I
I was
was
gonna say,
looking.
how is this
not
connected?
very romantic unless you're just talking in vulgar Huttese about what you want. Then maybe
I'll take it.
maybe you know that could be the equivalent of romantic. I'm not sure how if the Hutts have a concept of romanticism.
Yeah, they're asexual, so like I feel like romance is not really that important to them.
Well, no, they're not asexual.
Oh, is it-
They're hermaphroditic.
Oh, this is
They can-
What?
fun.
They can change
Thought that
their
was the same
sexual
thing.
organs depending on the need.
All right. Well, that
So-
just crossed our PG-13 limit right
Interesting.
there.
They can be either male nor female, but asexual would mean that you're not interesed in sexual.
Oh, I thought it
relations.
was like what's the one where they can go both like earthworms can like reproduce without needing anybody else. It's just them.
hermaphroditic, right?
Yeah,
That's
they're
it?
hermaph. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Well,
I
this
thought it was
episode.
a different word.
What a
Anyway,
Valentine's Day episode! It's already we're in Thraken's Thrift Store and we're not even in the main show yet, and we're there, guys. We're there. We did it. Congratulations.
unavoidable. You knew what you asked for when you clicked on this episode. That's all I have to say.
Yep.
You know, the funny thing is, I was not supposed to be on this episode, so I had no idea what I was getting myself into.
Yeah.
Yeah, you just checked the show notes today, and you're like, "Oh, it's going to be this kind of episode, huh?"
Exactly.
Emily, Freddie, what you guys got?
Boom. So this is the
Ooh.
art of the Mandalorian,
Oh, it's beautiful.
and
I just
there
got that
is-
too, Freddie.
Yeah, there is some beautiful stuff.
It's
in
on
here.
sale.
Check this out.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Look at all those Mandos. For all of our audio only listeners, of course, Freddie, big Mandalorian fan, is showing off 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 Mandalorians?
Probably, maybe more. There's some in the background there. You can kind of see them.
Gorgeous.
Mm.
I
And
just
then,
actually haven't even opened mine up yet.
little sketches of how that
Mhm.
would look, right?
Yeah.
That's
Storyboard.
It's nice. This is the
That is
season
cool.
1, correct?
I believe so.
Yeah, season 2 is coming out very soon, April, I think.
Yeah.
Cool. I have a friend who just got his early release of the season 2 one. I was like, what?
Mm.
Oh yeah,
cool.
that's great.
There's
Yeah,
some
I
beautiful
just-
art in here.
I just pre-ordered the season 2 book yesterday. Very cool. Very cool.
Nice.
Emily, no new acquisitions this week. Don't worry.
Not
I'll
this
make up
week. I
for it.
checked. I checked the thrift store, but there was nothing there.
All right. I'll pretend. Here, I'm gonna pass it to you through the frame. and
Okay.
You can hold it up. All right. I'm just gonna go rapid fire, and then I'm gonna spotlight like 2 of the things. I bought a lot of things while I was bed rested over COVID about a month ago. I was laying in bed, just like watching TV, reading books, and online shopping with all that Christmas money. So
As
here's
one
what I got.
does. Mm.
I got Midnight Horizon by Daniel Jose Older.
Ooh.
It arrived the day that I finished the audiobook. Gotta love that.
Oh my gosh.
But wait, now there are 2 of them. I also got
This is getting out of hand.
the Walmart version of Midnight Horizon by Daniel Jose Older. Now,
Nice.
I prefer the regular cover on this, but
Yeah.
Regular
the
cover's
Walmart
beautiful.
edition of the last middle grade High Republic book. What was it called?
Midnight Thunder Danger.
Midnight Thunder Danger. It is now selling. It's now selling on eBay for way over cover price.
Wow.
So now I don't sell my books. I'm not in this as a pirate, but it's a way I justify it to my wife. She was like, "A book came in that just came in yesterday already." So
Nice.
that was my excuse. Don't worry. There's also Legends. I bought from Rick's Smugglers Alliance Facebook group.
Mm.
Do you still moderate that?
I'm in that group, and look at that.
Oh
I
wow, look
got
at that.
a pristine copy of Young
my
Jedi Knights: The
goodness.
Rise of the Shadow Academy. It is so incredibly perfect in its condition. I'm
That's
so
amazing.
excited to have
Yeah,
this.
don't
Yeah.
breathe too much near it.
That Mylar
Back up.
cover.
Look at it.
Mm.
Just put it down next to my
Do what Rick
stinky
would
dog.
do. Just put it in your bookshelf and never read it again.
There we go.
I've got a readable copy, so I've got a paperback that I will read. But this one is purely a collectible for sure, without a doubt.
Yeah,
It's
that's
beautiful.
nice.
Also, Yoda: Dark Rendezvous, one of my absolute
Ooh,
favorite Legends
nice.
books. And once again, I am astounded by the quality. Look at these crisp edges, y'all.
Mm.
Mm,
Okay, very
sharp.
good, underrated book. One of the most underrated Legends books there ever was. But don't worry, there's more. There was a All right, how do you describe this? What's the word for when something was on sale and then it sold out, and then boom, all of a sudden, out of the blue, they say, "Just kidding, flash sale." That's what it's called. Maybe, I don't know.
Restock.
A restock.
Flash-
All right. What do you call these things? Limited
Wave
run.
2 if you're Pokemon World.
What'd you say?
Second wave.
We've been playing a lot of Legends Arceus. Freddie and I have. So this, I bought a bunch of limited run Legends games.
Oh.
I bought Episode 1 Racer for N64.
Nice.
Ooh.
Yep. Which I already have on Switch.
Yeah.
But this was, I really like collecting these limited run
Those are
Legends
nice.
games.
Mm-hmm.
They're really nice and collectible. You know how collectible it is? Let me show you. That's where you say, "How collectible is it?"
How collectible is it?
Good job. The
You don't
the
tell me what to
hole
do.
isn't even punched. You see
Mm.
that bad
Ooh.
boy?
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Nothing gets me going.
Are
quite like that.
those are playable cartridges, right? Not that you'd open it.
They are. Yes, correct.
That's cool.
In fact, I bought one. Story time. I bought one for Shadows of the Empire when we did
Yeah.
our legendary Shadows of the Empire event last summer.
Right.
But I didn't want to crack it out of its case, so I then went on an adventure to 5 different used game stores to buy another regular used cartridge of Shadows of the Empire that was already unboxed,
Yeah.
so I could play it.
I get that. That's reasonable.
I also bought, and I know this seems like a lot. That's all I have to say. All right. Dark Forces 2.
Oh,
nice.
the
man.
big collectible edition here. I
would
love the
collect
black and
that.
green.
Yes.
Here's my question. Do you prefer the black and green of Jedi Knight Dark Forces 2 or the black and silver of Jedi Knight Jedi Academy
Oh.
Beautiful.
or
Mm.
the black and blue?
Ooh.
Black and blue, man.
Black and blue, definitely.
I like the silver one, but purely aesthetics.
Yeah.
The
Totally.
silver? Okay. Okay.
Oh.
It's more Sith.
They're all nice. I want them out of the wrap, the plastic wrap, whatever it's called,
Oh, no.
cellophane. because
Rick, how dare you?
I'm not gonna. I can't decide. I can't
The sh-
decide if I'm gonna break.
I
them out
don't
of
like the
plastic.
shiny of the plastic. I think just the matte cardboard on its own is going to be fantastic, and so
Mm,
I do
Yeah.
think I'm gonna crack these, and I want to see every last little piece of memorabilia and merchandise.
well, you
Maybe
better
maybe
record
next
that.
yeah.
maybe next time on Thrack and Surf Store, if I don't have any other things to show off, we'll crack these bad boys.
If-
So,
Hmm.
one of my biggest Thrackens hauls ever. I'm like, on the one hand, proud, on the other hand, embarrassed of how much I bought. But you know, it's
COVID.
Legends, so I
You
did it for the
gotta,
show,
you
just
got the
for the
pandemic.
content.
Yeah, I'm jealous because like I have not been shopping and it shows. It shows.
Yeah, yeah. I
Well, the-
recently there's you know what? I'm not even gonna say it. I made a purchase that hit my wallet a little bit, but it's a Legends purchase, so I'm gonna save it. I can't wait.
Oh, cool. All right. So coming up on a
Mhm.
future episode
Yeah.
of Legends Look Back, whatever it is
This
that
has
Freddie is
inspired
teasing
me.
right now.
You're-
How many
you're,
times have you done this, Freddie? You've done this a bunch. I've got a thing. I'll tell you later.
I can't wait.
Man
It's
of
like kind of like
mystery.
How I Met Your Mother, right? They're like, oh, I'll tell you about that later.
Yeah, 7
kind of thing.
seasons from now, after you graduate college. That's how it was for me. Well, I'm very excited about the stuff that we've gotten. I'm also very excited about the stuff that we're going to get, which leads us to our next segment, Legends Lookout. Freddie, lead us off. What's the first thing that we just learned about yesterday?
Well, at yesterday's Nintendo Direct announcement, Nintendo, and this is surprising. I actually didn't see this until a little bit later on, but they announced that a port of the Force Unleashed would be released for the Switch from Asper, which is the same studio that worked on the previous Legends Switch ports, available April 20th. So not that far away. Pretty excited
I think
for that.
we're going to need to do, because of this, we're going to have to change some of our plans for the year. I think we need to do a Force Unleashed spectacular, like a month dedicated to nothing but the Force Unleashed to celebrate this. We should do like a live stream of us playing
Yeah.
the game.
Hmm.
We should all shave our heads like Galen Merrick, like
Down.
Starkiller.
Let's do it.
We should assassinate
Down.
an entire village of Wookiees,
Mm,
like the
Mm.
first
Okay.
level.
mhm.
Um,
I played that one. I have played that first level.
oh, it's brutal.
Yeah.
It's absolutely brutal. I'm thinking we could read the book. We could read the comic.
Yeah.
We could
Yeah.
collect the action figures. There's a lot. There's a lot.
There is. There
Yes,
is.
There
there's
was-
some,
it was
those are
huge.
a lot of
It was
ideas.
huge.
I'm on board.
It-
I've
Yeah.
I have bought this game I think in like 3 or 4 different formats now. So I had them on the Wii, the 360, and maybe the Xbox One, but I'm definitely gonna buy it for the Switch
Wii.
because yeah. Oh yeah. You use rumble
That
control
takes
to
me
like
back.
use your
Yeah.
lightsaber and stuff. Like that was actually kind
Oh,
of fun
really?
to play.
That's how I
I
played
think
it
that
too.
would be fun.
Yeah. I think I
Hmm.
heard though that like there are some clunky moments, and so having a traditional controller is a little better. But
Hmm.
I'm excited about this. This will be good.
I've
You
never
had to,
played
like,
it start to
thrust, right?
finish. What's
Like,
that?
you had to
Freddie?
you had to like actually do things with the Wii, right? You had to like thrust it and
Yeah,
a bunch of other things, like force push. You'd
we're gonna have
like hold
to.
them like that. Yeah.
Yeah, that's good.
All right,
remember
now
that.
we officially need a live stream of Freddie playing Force Unleashed Wii. That's what I need. We need a camera on Freddie and then a camera capturing the game. It's gonna have to happen. We have to go to a dumpster and pull out a Wii somewhere.
I've got a
Oh my
Wii.
gosh.
Perfect.
I
All right,
can't
we'll go on
remember
a
if
road
we
trip.
still have it or if we got rid of it after the last move because we've never played it. I think we
That's-
played it once.
Oh man, I still
Every-
challenge people to some Mario Kart on the Wii. That's the one right there.
Mario Kart Wii is phenomenal. That absolutely defines the first summer my wife and I were married. We would wake up
Yes.
early before work so that we could play 4 or 5 rounds of Mario Kart Wii before I had to be
Dude.
at the office at 8 a.m.
We should have
What?
hung
Mario
out.
Kart Wii.
Yeah, like
Yeah,
Nice.
it was like, wake up,
Wow.
good morning. Come on, let's go play Mario Kart.
Wake up, take a Wii, play
I
the
love
Wii.
that.
Well, moving on. I am
Oh.
legitimately excited to play The Force Unleashed for the Switch because
Jeez.
I've never played it start to finish. I've played
Oh.
chunks here and there, but I've never actually played the entire game myself. See if we can dig these up. Freddie, a couple years ago, David Collins, Sam Witwer, and Hayden Blackman, the game director, they did a 3-part live stream of playing through the whole game together and giving a commentary on it. We should see if we could feature that on the channel. Very cool. Very
Yeah,
cool stuff.
that'd be cool.
What else we got, Rick?
Let's see. Also, this is a big news in the Star Wars world beyond
Kind of.
just Legends. Yeah, we all saw it coming. But the new Kenobi show is officially premiering on May 25th, the month of Star Wars. Toward the end of it, new Kenobi show. So that's going to be lots of fun. The poster, I believe, and some other promotional art has been coming out and leaking and looking pretty good.
Now, Freddie, I'm springing this on you live here on the air. This is like the night before celebration, maybe
Yeah.
2 days before celebration starts, right?
I believe so.
Um,
Yeah, May 27th or so is celebration. 26th.
I
like
may
that.
legitimately wait and watch this at your house, Freddie, with you. We could do a watch along.
Honestly, this is a good idea. I mean, if there's gonna be a watch party, this would be a fun watch party. If you
wouldn't
think
it?
about it.
Wouldn't it? We'll see.
I'm,
We'll
I'm
make the plans.
excited. I'm excited to see what kind of things the book brings into, the Legends book brings
Mhm.
into
Yeah.
this show, and see what we're gonna have to do a whole thing of this. Of course, I know we are.
Oh yeah.
Reread everything. We're gonna dive into it. Emily, how do you feel about it though?
Oh, so excited. Oh, I'm so excited. Yeah. I've been looking
Is it-
forward to this show. This and the Ahsoka show are probably my two top
Yes.
things I've been looking forward to the most.
Mhm.
So I'm really excited to get it on the front end of that big launch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now,
Yeah, I'm excited to get it earlier rather than later.
everyone, just remember to take a expectation timeout and
No.
release the expectations, because whatever you envision for these shows, you're not the one making them, and so you have to
Yeah.
be at peace and accept that the makers of the show are trying to make a good show, and just let them take you on the journey, because that was my experience with like the sequels and stuff. I went in expecting one thing, and it took me a long time to learn to accept, what they are, and they're great. They really are. And so you just gotta take some perspective. Sorry for that TED talk. I just
yeah.
kind of came out.
My opinion is this.
Thank you for coming to my
If
TED
you
Talk.
wanted to see a Star Wars in a certain way, go make it yourself.
Yeah, exactly.
Mhm.
And if you don't want to do that, then be quiet.
Yeah.
Well, I've got.
Respectfully.
I do want to say we are going to celebrate the release of this across UTNE. There'll be
Yes.
more to come on that in the near future. We will be rereading Kenobi before this comes out, so that we're fresh and ready to go. And yeah, I can't wait. We're going to give all of our hopes and expectations for the show. I will say one thing I would love to see happen, like my number one hope, has nothing to do with anything in the actual show. I just want to see in the credits a little, in that blue text against the black screen, I just want to see a special thank you to John Jackson Miller. I just want to see that
Mhm.
included at
Oh
some
yeah, that's
That'd
a
be nice.
good.
I'd
That's
like
a
to
good
see
if you're
John
hope.
listening.
Jackson Miller in it.
point. Give him
Yeah.
a shout out.
Ooh,
Do the right
yeah.
thing.
That'd be
Do the right
a
thing.
fun cameo.
Now, moving on, more to come on that. I do want to say, as we said last week, episode 1 of my Star Wars room build is officially live on our Patreon for our $10 and up patrons, where you can see me build this. Spoiler alert, it's a tumultuous process. There is blood, sweat, and tears. I literally mean all three. Literally. Not always mine, other beings as well. But it is, of course, up live for our patrons. And guys, I'm thinking about putting like some of the bonus clips, like the stuff that hit the editing room floor, like in one of our future episodes of Legends Lookback. Just like a taste
Ooh.
of something that
Nice.
got cut. There's this one cut where I was bending over and ripped my knee holes huge in my pants, and then I compared them to a certain Sarlacc pit.
Does this involve any blood?
Oh,
No.
Jared, what did I tell you about
Hmm.
bending and snapping again?
Mm.
Bend and snap. And one
I
final piece of news.
Don't even know what
If
that
you're
means.
bending your knees that much during a bend and snap, you're doing it wrong.
Oh.
One final piece of news before we get into the main show tonight. Speaking of bending and snapping, the Cosmic Force just did an episode about Boba Fett's history in the comics
Mm.
yesterday here on our YouTube channel, and it was legendary, dare say spectacular. So would want to encourage everybody to check that out. They had a great bit, guys. You got to go back and watch this, because we just did Boba Fett blood ties just very recently on the show. They had a whole bit where they were trying to figure out how, is his name Conrad, Boba's relative?
Conrad.
Conrad, I thought.
Connor
Connor.
Connor
No,
Fett.
Connor. That yeah.
Dang.
Oh, what was his last name?
Jason Fett. No.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Kobe Fett.
Connor. They did a whole bit about like they couldn't figure out how he was related to Boba, so
Yeah.
they were like tracing out his family tree live on the show. They're like, would he be his uncle or his brother or his stepdad? And it was spectacular. I was rolling. I
Yeah.
literally pulled the car over and messaged the whole team and was like, all right, guys, that was great. And you've got to put that, you
Yep.
got to save that and use it in an ad because it was spectacular.
Yeah, it was good.
Speaking of
Yeah.
ads, we're going to roll one right now. And
Yeah.
then we're going to talk about the greatest love lives in the history of Star Wars Legends.
It's what Jimmy
Oh my
McGinty
God!
says Shane
Charles
Falco needs.
is absolutely
Charles
on
is calling. Put him on. Put him on. Wait, is this the first time caller?
Hello, you are live on the Living Force.
Hey, long time listener.
Yes. What's your question?
My question is for Wes. Why does he think that he can do my job?
Corey put me up to it. Oh my God.
Corey made you do it? That's your answer?
Oh, man, this was.
I'm enjoying the show. I won't interrupt anymore. Have fun.
How canon is Darth Bane? Obviously, he is samurai body voiced by Mark Hamill since season 6 of the Clone Wars, and they reference Bane's order and all that. You created the rule of two, but he was the worst Yoda I've ever done. I'm getting tired. It's been a long week.
Is that what that was?
I didn't
I
even.
thought you were having a voice moment.
Yeah.
I didn't
the
even get the
coughing
word
fit.
structure right.
Oh man.
Edit that in post, Rick. How canon?
You put this image of in my head of Piet just whipping out an Uno reverse card and slapping it down.
Bam.
Take that.
Yeah, I don't. That Vader does not play Uno though, so I don't think that would be a wise long-term
No, he-
discussion.
He doesn't have the patience for it. He just force chokes everybody.
Exactly.
I have been excited for this episode for a long time. The Legends ships. The ships of Legends. You got the good old lowly YT 1300. One of the best ships out there. Am I wrong? Then let's
I've
see
got that one.
if we're going to talk about it. Let's see. How about some Y-Wing love?
Ooh.
Good
love-
old
well,
ship.
Mm-hmm.
Let's
What is
see.
this one? This is a
This
different
is-
than a Y
yeah,
wing.
This is a modified. What is it? Is this the
I don't know. I just searched ships and threw it up here.
It's not a Y-Wing. You're right. It looks like an early concept or a
It's like a Clone Wars.
Clone War era, yeah.
Unpopular
Yeah.
opinion: Y-wings suck.
How about this one? Look at that pixelated mess.
Ooh.
It's an E-wing, right? It's a
That's an
legend ship.
E-wing. Yeah,
Hold
that's
on.
an E-wing.
Why are we talking about ships right now, Rick? It's our Valentine's Day episode.
Yeah, the ships of Star Wars is what you said.
Ooh,
like
look
the
how
best
nice that
ships
thing
of
looks.
Legends.
Yes, the best ships of Legends. There's lots
Like,
to choose from.
The E-wing is a phenomenal ship, but it's not the. Oh my gosh! Did you think we were talking about spaceships?
What kind of ships are you talking about?
We're talking about relationships, like ships in fiction. You got to ship it, right? Like
yes.
You know,
we got
Rick, this is something I would expect from Andrew.
The ships. The ships.
Jaina and
Jaina.
Jag, Luke
No.
and Mara. The ships.
Jared, remind me to shoot you with my Millennium Falcon next time I see you.
I have that exact Millennium Falcon. You open it up and it's got the schematics inside,
yeah,
like
yeah.
the floor plan.
Yep.
So cool.
I've had it since the 90s. But we are not talking about Rick's favorite topic, the spaceships of Legends. We'll do it one of these days. Don't worry,
Thank you.
Rick.
Thank you.
The nerdiest episode there will ever be.
Hey, the best episode there'll ever be.
For our Armada fans, no. I just finished off a chocolate covered strawberry. We are talking about the best ships, relationships in Legends. Let's
What
start
is-
off old school.
What does the strawberry
Go
have to do with things?
It was like,
what was that?
I thought
like
you were like
Valentine's Day
thought you were
food.
like having
Yeah.
like a stroke or something. Like I was worried about
You know,
you for a
strawberries.
chocolate covered
Covered
strawberries.
I have not seen you eat a chocolate.
second. What do you guys do on Valentine's
My
Day?
favorite.
No, that's what I did during the ad break. I just popped a couple.
Hmm.
There's a thing in there, right? I keep thinking about a book where there's some strawberries involved and some romance.
Oh yes. Oh.
The courtship of Princess Leia.
There we go.
No.
Is it one
There
of
are
the
strawberries
gifts?
in there?
Is it one of the gifts that Ice Holder gives to Leia?
feel like it is. Yeah.
Isn't there a scene where like Wedge takes a date to like a beach town somewhere? Am I imagining this?
Wedge does a lot of dating.
He does.
There's a
Both in
quote for you.
canon and legends, Wedge dates
Yeah.
women whose husbands are believed to be deceased who come back from the dead but are secretly Imperial spies.
That is
Both
true.
legends and canon
That's
have that
true.
exact same
Yep.
specific plot point.
Just gotta get a shirt.
Destiny.
Legends look back. Wedge dates.
Yeah.
He
Wedge
gets-
dates.
He dates.
He yeah. he settles down in canon, but yeah. I don't know too much about his Legends long-term story there.
It's better in legends without
Yeah.
it, but everything is. Everything is, isn't it? Now,
Mhm.
let's talk about the big three first and foremost. The relationships involving Han, Luke, and Leia. First and foremost, and I want us to like all kind of champion our favorite. So let's start off with let's see. Start with Han Solo. Who is your favorite pair for Han? In Legends, we've got Bria Theron. We also have isn't there a thing with him and the Tonica sisters?
Yes, there is. There is. I'm not sure if he dated both of them or one of them. I can't remember. It's
I think
very
in like in maybe the early cut of Star Wars, maybe a deleted scene, he's got a Tonica sister on both arms in the cantina before Luke walks in. I think so. Anyway, it's not in the notes. We're not talking about that. Or Leia. And if it's Leia, give me something unique. Give me something like your favorite Han and Leia moment. What makes them good together? Because I'm in the middle of Rebel Dawn from AC Crispin right now. I'm kind of big on the Bria Theron train. Their love story is absolutely electric.
Okay. Don't spoil it because I haven't started the third one yet, Rebel Dawn. So I'm behind. But this story so far has been tumultuous and upsetting, and so I am not a fan of Bria right now.
She's certainly her own woman. Absolutely.
That's
Okay.
fair. That's fair.
Let's see. Are you guys what's your favorite Leia, Han and Leia moment? And why is it the courtship of Princess Leia?
I would definitely say, Courtship of Princess Leia it's a pretty decent book to me still. I really like it. I like reading it every once in a while. This is actually the time of year you should probably read it if you haven't. We've done
I think we did it as our Valentine's Day episode 2 years ago.
Yep, we did. So if you look back a year from around this time, you'll find that love
2 years,
episode.
3. It was a while back.
And Leia, she's got some options. And she picked our boy Han for a reason.
Now, Emily, you're oddly silent over there. Have you not read The Courtship of Princess Leia? Because you are in for something.
Yeah, Emily.
It's on my list. Oh, I literally was thinking today, I was trying to find an alternative for my husband to get me for Valentine's Day. And I was legitimately considering some Legends romance books. That is a top contender. So I have not read it, but I did try to do some research on the show notes before we started. And oh my goodness, I feel like canon, I just want to back up a little bit.
Sure.
Because canon is supremely disappointing in the romance area.
You heard it here first, folks.
That was the thing that struck me the most when I first started reading about the Star Wars books, because almost every other book, there's some sort of love interest, and it's almost nowhere in canon. It's like every 5th book, you might have a little interest somewhere, and then nothing else. In Legends, oh my gosh, it was like, imagine me sitting there. I don't know. It was just very, very juicy. As I was trying to Wikipedia, all of these different relationships, it got steamy and interesting as people were losing limbs, and there were just many, many interests along the way.
Give me one juicy bit, Emily. Give us an example. What's one thing that you were like, they wouldn't do that in canon?
What was it? Oh, gosh.
Princess of Courtship Leia.
The Friendship of Courtship Leia.
That book.
It is snorted, man.
Was it Luke and Lumaya?
Yeah. This is one of my favorite
That
love
one
stories
was
ever.
That was an interesting one for sure. Because
In
it's
a
like,
nutshell,
yeah, please just summarize for.
this starts off in the original Marvel comics. So
Mhm.
before they knew there was going to be the EU was going to become the EU, right? Luke has a flame. At this point, they're still trying to figure out, okay, Luke can't be with Leia like they were in Splinter of the Mind's Eye. We're going to have to put Luke with somebody who's not his sister. Hey, give me somebody who's not his sister. How about this girl, that rebel pilot, Shira Bree, not to be confused with Shara Bay from Canon. Oh my gosh, why are their names so friggin' similar? Shira Bree and Shara Bay. Somebody's been looking up somebody else's homework, you know what I'm saying? She was like a rebel spy pilot. Help me out here, Freddie. It then became a Sith Lord wearing a turban, cracking a light.
Yes. Like what?
Uh-huh. Yeah, so Luke's ex-girlfriend became a Sith Lord who wears a turban, cracks a light whip, eventually leads Luke's nephew, spoiler alert for Legacy of the Force, you've been warned, leads Luke's nephew Jason down to the path of the dark side. Yeah, so Luke's ex-girlfriend became a Sith Lord with a light whip and a turban who led his nephew to the dark side. That's Legends.
That was my favorite. That was something to read about. I was like, I'm sorry, you did what?
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. In a
Very
nutshell,
creative.
That's the story. Well, all right. We talked about the big three. We talked about Luke, Han. There's some more great relationships for Luke. Obviously, Leia is a strong love interest for him until, the thing happened, right? There are a couple of other competing relationships. Freddie, tell us about your favorite flame of Luke Skywalker.
Well, it was, if you could say in this, maybe canon, in terms of sorry, not canon, definitely not canon. Truce of Bakura is not canon, but Gariel Captason, like in the timeline, right, of everything, it's his second almost fail. I mean, it failed just like Leia. That technically kind of failed,
but it showed promise.
And then, of course, Gariel Captason in Truce of Bakura was there was all the potential for that relationship to go somewhere, but she decided to, take it within herself to make sure that her planet was healed or was healing, right? She was going to be there for that process, and that meant 100% of her attention. So, strike two, Luke.
Well, Luke, if we were keeping strikes, he would have struck it out a long time ago, because there's one more very notable, prominent love interest for Luke in Legends. And I do want to say, if you want a deep dive on Luke's love life, Star Wars Archives has a phenomenal episode on this exact topic from last, or maybe 2 Valentine's days ago, about all the many love interests of Luke Skywalker. And it is just my absolute dream of a podcast for somebody to talk about this. We'll say Luke falls in love with a Jedi computer named Callista. So it's a Jedi whose consciousness is trapped in a computer named, and her name is Callista, and he falls in love with her.
Anybody else singing NSYNC in their head right now?
That's the gist of it.
Digital
Honestly,
get down. Just okay, sorry.
It's been a while since I've read these. I'll get to them hopefully this year, and you can read them alongside with me, Emily. You're gonna love it.
Emily, don't let all of this. If I had to sell you on one book to read that was relationship worthy, three words. Okay, I'm gonna sell you on courtship.
You say truce, but okay.
These are 3 words.
She's gonna leave the
all
show.
I'm gonna say is 3 words. You ready?
Yes.
Love, triangle, rancors.
Mic drop. That's it right there.
Love. What?
There's a love
Rancors?
triangle and there's
rancors.
Freddie, I think it's pronounced rancors. So, let's take a step back
You
here.
know what's
and
funny
get our
was
facts straight.
we did the first episode of our Darth Bane roundtable, and you made that joke, and I didn't get it. Then I still had like 4 hours left in the book, the audio book. Within the 5 to 10 minutes of listening the next day, that Friday, Jonathan Davis said rancor instead of rancor, and I absolutely lost it. I absolutely,
Hilarious.
it ruined the audiobook for me. Absolutely ruined it. So thank you, Emily, for that.
Oh my gosh! But for
nice
real,
one.
love triangles with rancor. Like, what is that? What is what?
It's a courtship of Princess Leia right there. That's
Yeah,
what it
It's
is.
the court.
That's the book. Like
And-
there's rancors. Yep.
Shout out to Dave Wolverton. Dave Wolverton, may he rest in peace, for delivering that absolute Legends classic. Moving on, let's talk about Luke's major flame. 30 seconds here. It's very spoilery for the world of Legends. For Emily, I know you're on the last command, right? You've not finished.
finished
the
it.
Thrawn. You did. Oh,
Yeah,
awesome.
I did. Yay!
So Luke's major love interest in Legends is, of course, none other than who?
Oh, me. Oh, Mara Jade.
Yeah.
Yep.
I think we've got an image, right, Rick?
Oh, give me a
I
second.
love
Mara's
how prominent
wedding.
redheads are, because redheads are just all over the place. There's like Mara Jade, and then who else? Was it Tenel Ka?
Yeah, Jason's
well.
love interest is
Yeah.
a
Look
redhead,
at that.
Oh, that's a cover.
isn't
that.
it? Yeah.
Best
Uh-huh.
Lovers
bestseller
Union.
right there.
Yeah, not a best smeller though, that's for sure. With all those roses.
Definitely not. Definitely not.
Yeah.
I really like Mara. I really like Mara and Luke.
Yeah.
I wish that George Lucas didn't hate him so much.
You know who's a better pair for Mara, in my opinion? Lando Calrissian.
Oh my gosh. There's no way.
They
Hey
have
there,
a thing.
Chewbacca.
Yeah, they do. They've got a thing.
Uh,
Lando's more
puppet.
into it than Mara, but
I need a Lando puppet.
that would be great. Absolutely, absolutely. Well,
That's
let's move
great.
on from the big three. Let's talk at least briefly about what might be the steamiest series in all of Legends. What do you guys think? Could it be the X-Wing series? Might just be the
It
most
was pretty
romance
steamy.
Oh,
romance
yes.
intensive series ever. And we're not just talking about the scene where Corin Horn describes his love affair with an otter. I mean, a Salonian that he hooked up with her and then he broke out in chives.
Yeah, not chives.
In
Not
chives.
chives.
What's it called? The bumps?
Hives, dude. Hives.
Chives
so
go under
close.
potato.
I'm
Chives-
hearing you say the same thing.
Chives,
What
what
is-
you put on the under potato. No C. Hives. Hives.
Hives.
Not chives.
What'd I say?
Chives.
Those are the little onions.
I think I've been
Breakout
saying this for
chives.
years.
Yes. I just broke it
That
out.
was hilarious.
like
Oh,
you eat a banana and you break out in chives, right? I've legitimately been saying this for years.
That's funny. We're here to help you, buddy. We're here to help you.
Thank you.
Oh,
Yeah,
man.
so I have no idea what
Oh,
we were talking
man.
about, but we're gonna riff until you guys can recover.
That's
we were
good.
talking about the X-Wing series being the
That's right.
steamiest.
Corin.
The
Corin.
steamiest series.
He's one of
Oh.
them.
Corin, chives, Salonians.
Corin the
Okay.
Horn Dog.
There
We've
you go.
read we've read one of them for the show since all four have been here. We're about to cover Wedge's Gamble before too long because the audiobook for wave for the next wave of ELCs is coming out soon. We're gonna have an unabridged audiobook of Wedge's Gamble. Based on what you guys have read, who is your favorite pair from the X-Wing series? Corin and Mirax, Tycho and Winter, Wedge and Iella, or could it be Corin and the Salonian? There's a few others too. Who's Gavin's? Gavin's with a Bothan, right?
Yes, that's the whole conversation. That's where it
What?
starts. He's like, okay, how do I get this to work? And Corin's like, haha, I've got experience in this market. And then he talks about the
Dude, yeah.
Salonian and how he broke out in chives.
That's right. The chat is blowing up.
Oh,
Yep,
man.
absolutely.
Oh, yep. Oh, gosh.
I'm gonna champion.
Just can't. Okay.
I'm gonna champion Tycho and Winter.
All right.
Okay.
As Alderanians, whose
Alderanians.
Yeah.
planet was blown up, who
Yeah.
met in tragedy and mission
Hmm.
as part of the Rebel Alliance. Also, two of my very favorite characters. Love that they got together.
They're great characters. I'll go with Wedge and is it Iella?
Ayala.
Whatever floats
It's-
your boat.
whatever.
Man.
Yeah.
Chives, say whatever you want.
Yeah. I vaguely remember this story, and honestly, okay, so Jedi Academy and some of these early X-Wing books kind of get stuck. Like I get some of those plot points, the minor plots, and like confused in my head. But I'm pretty sure I remember like a really like romantic like affection that Wedge had for this girl, and it was sweet. I was charmed by it, And if I remember, there's a memory loss element that comes into play, and it was heartbreaking.
Now, I think you're confusing it with Quizooks, but
Okay.
Iella's husband does have memory loss because he's secretly an Imperial spy.
Okay.
So then Wedge falls in love with Iella, and then her husband was secretly an Imperial.
Like I'm saying, it's foggy. I remember something though.
It's messy. Poor Wedge.
Yeah,
Wedge
poor
dates.
Wedge.
Don't take your dating advice from Wedge Antilles, ladies and gentlemen. That's for sure.
Yep.
Let's move on, however, out of the X-Wing series, the sauciest of series,
Mm.
to I would say the tent poles of expanded universe romances. And that would be the next generation of Skywalker solo kids. We've got basically 4 or 5 relationships here to champion. One of my favorites being Jason and Tenno Ka, but it's like very much a soap opera relationship because it gets really dynamic, and she's a Hapen queen, and then there's a child involved, and some like
That one was juicy.
mind control. It's really messy.
Doesn't he like cut off her hand or something, her arm, and like she gets a replacement, and then they
That
get
was
married
before
or
they were a
something?
thing, but he did. And
Yeah, it's
we should have had the book cover pulled up. My very favorite Legends cover of all time. Lightsabers,
Good one.
the 4th book. It's like, everybody look it up. It's like emerald and green.
she
Yeah,
has
it's a good
the
book.
what is it, that tooth lightsaber, doesn't she?
The Rancor tooth, absolutely.
Rancor.
The Rancor
The
tooth.
Rancor tooth.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, any of you guys want to champion anybody else? I know
Well,
that. What you got?
I mean,
Freddie?
there's definitely a lot of relationship stuff going on with Cade Skywalker. I wouldn't say he's holding anyone down by any means, but he's got the Zeltron that he's with. I forget her name.
It's a saucy
Wouldn't be,
relationship.
The
Yeah.
Z word.
It wouldn't be a Valentine's episode without a Zeltron.
Yeah, there you go. I mean, they'd live for that day. That's sort of it.
It's
I
very
guess.
important to them.
Yeah, I can't remember
Absolutely.
what her name was, but that was a
Yeah, I
pretty
can't either.
saucy. Pretty
Yeah, the
saucy thing going
Zeltron
on.
for sure. We have a lot of people who have not, made it this deep into Legends, so we're not going to spoil too much. However, each of the solo Skywalker children have one major love interest, and I would say each of the stories is really well rounded. Jason is with Tenno Ka. Jaina, if you're not this deep into post Return of the Jedi Legends, give us 5 minutes. All right, 5 minutes of spoiler warning, and then we'll be back on to content that's spoiler free. Jaina is with got a love triangle. Gotta love our love triangles in Legends. She has a love triangle between Jagged Fell and Zek. I believe we've got an image of Jaina and Jag. This comes from that Pablo Hidalgo book we like so much, Freddie. What's that thing called?
Essential Guide to Legends, or no, Essential
To the Expanded Universe. Yeah.
Expanded. Yeah, there you go. It wasn't Legends yet.
So he's an Imperial, and she's a Jedi/Rogue Squadron member. So it's a very tentpole relationship of Legends, but it was contentious because she also has a relationship with one of her fellow Jedi named Zek. There's even a book. Which one is it from New Jedi Order? The pink one. Dark Journey, where Prince Isolde, Fabio from the Courtship series, from Courtship of Princess Leia, he tries to woo Jaina because it didn't work out with Leia 20 years previously. He then goes for her daughter. It is really messed up, but a lot of fun.
It's so good.
Lobaka gets involved, Chewie's Jedi nephew, and he's like, bro, step off. So I like that part. Right.
Just like that. That's how it went.
Absolutely. Anakin Solo is with Tahiri Vela. Their relationship is also, fraught with drama and tragedy. Featured prominently in 2 of my very favorite Legends books, Edge of Victory 1, Balance, and Star by Star. I won't say anything more than that. And then Ben Skywalker has a relationship with a Sith, Luke's son. Let me just pitch this for people who have not yet read Fate of the Jedi, and then we'll move on. Fate of the Jedi features Luke Skywalker, Grandmaster of the Jedi Order, on a father-son road trip. Rick, I want you to tell me how well I pitched this for you. Like, how much does this make you want to read the series? Emily, you too, since you haven't read it. Luke Skywalker on a father-son road trip with his teenage son. Grandmaster of the Jedi Order with his teenage son. As a youth minister, hopefully this can connect for you, Rick.
I'm ready.
Meanwhile, his son falls head over heels with a Sith teenager.
Mm.
Her dad is also like a high lord among the Sith. So then, like the dads are trying to kill each other, but then the teenagers are trying to
Romeo and
hook up.
Juliet.
Yeah, forbidden love,
It-
man.
Luke's trying to bond with his son, and he's like, "You don't understand me. You're too great of a Jedi to understand what it's like for me." And he's like, "Okay, well, bring your girlfriend along on our road trip. Just can't kill me, please.
The
No
Airstream.
killing." That's the series in a nutshell.
Nice. Okay.
What?
Yeah.
This is Degrassi.
You know-
like what?
Degrassi. Yeah, exactly.
Every
Interesting.
every
That sounds like most young adult fiction, honestly.
yeah.
It is the one where there's one of my very favorites is called Allies. It's really focused on the four of them, the dads and their teenagers. And then you get like a common enemy in that book, hence the name Allies.
Mm.
Oh.
It is just so good. So good.
It's so
There's-
good.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So Emily, after this, can you just tell that there is just some if you want relationships, you got to come to Legends.
I mean, clearly.
Yeah.
If you get bored over in canon, which it's pretty easy to do.
Okay,
then just hop on
shots
over.
fired.
Just
All
kidding.
right, somebody hold her back. Now, let me give you guys something that we can kind of play. Let's do one of Eric's stupid games. Saw Eric here in the chat with us. This is in your honor, Eric. We're not making fun of you whatsoever. One of Eric's stupid games that I came up with. So it had nothing to do with Eric, but we're still calling it that. Let's play 2 games here. Number 1, 3 games. Let's go with 3. Number 1, let's pick a date in Legends. I'm trying to plan a date, me and my wife, for Valentine's Day in a new place. So it's like I'm asking people, where do you like to go to eat? What do you like to do? What's like a fun date thing? And both of us are injured, so like we can't do a lot of walking. So there's very small margin of error. Let me ask you, I'm going to go around the horn here. Everybody gives their answer, and then the chat is going to vote on which one they think is the best. On your Legends date, number 1, where do you go? Number 2, what do you do? And number 3, what could go wrong? Where do you go? What do you do? What could go wrong? For example, you could go to the Mos Eisley Cantina. You could play a drinking game with Wooher, the bartender. What could go wrong? You could get shot in cold blood right there in the cantina. All right. So where do you go? What do you do? What could go wrong? Freddie, you're up first.
All right, I'm ready for this. So I'm going to let's just say invite Gariel Captain. You know, let's
Saw
just
that
say
coming.
Truce of Bakura figured itself out. I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna go take her out for a date. I'm pretty sure she had like 2 different colored eyes, right? Like a gray eye and a blue eye, I forget. Anyway.
Yeah, something
Okay.
like that. 2 different colored
So
eyes.
I would say, hey, Lando, lent me this yacht. Do you want to come hang out with me in Theed? And she's gonna say, you know what? Yes, absolutely.
Are you
And
borrowing
we're
one of his pleasure yachts?
the Lady Luck.
What a ship.
Let's see. And then we're gonna go. Actually, we'll take this back in time. We'll take this back before Truce of Bakura even happened, right? Like, hey, Luke wasn't even in the picture yet. And then we're sitting there looking over we're in the royal palace by invitation, right? Go sit on one of the decks, have some Alderaanian wines, and I just see out of the distance coming straight towards me this thing that looks like an equal sign hovering right over me, just flying right past me. Don't know what it is. Trade Federation. Dropship.
This is quite the story.
Yeah, I feel like I'm on like a pitch for like a movie.
Yes.
The only way you can salvage your date, Freddie, is if you try spinning, because it's a neat trick.
I'm gonna have to do battle meditation.
There you go. Perfect. That's not a bad idea. I was like legitimately along for the ride on that one. I was thinking to myself, I literally started Googling where is Theed in real life because that sounded so nice. I was like, I want to go to there. Emily, what's your Legends date?
Okay. So, where do you go? I'm thinking a casino. So, I'm thinking Coral Vanda, the underwater casino.
Oh, nice.
Nice.
We get into some high stakes gambling. Things get a little bit carried away. And by the way, I don't do I need to pick a date?
No.
Like a person?
No,
Okay.
no,
No, I
don't-
just decided.
Okay,
to.
I was just assuming that it was like, the person I'm married to. So like that would be my preference. Yeah, so we get into like some high stakes gambling, our ship's on the line, right? Things just get carried away. And then we get into a shootout and one of us loses part of an arm or a leg, and that's what goes wrong.
That's so Star
Ooh.
Wars.
I
Somebody
know,
loses an
right?
arm. I'm so
It's not
excited.
Star Wars unless someone's an amputee. That's all I'm saying.
That's
I feel
so
like
good.
it always ends that way. Somebody loses a hand or a finger or something like that. Maybe a finger. We'll go finger and like keep it low key because we've already lost our ship. So we're gonna have to steal somebody else's ship, and it's just gonna be like a lot harder to do without a
Just the middle
significant-
finger. You'll
Yeah,
never be able
maybe
to express your
pinky.
rage in traffic ever again.
Yeah. That'd
That's
be
so
a-
good.
That'd be
You're
a
gonna have
weird
to-
finger to lose.
Yeah, I know, right? You're really gonna
That's
struggle.
a good shot.
Rick, you're really gonna struggle to one up Emily or Rick or Freddie. What do you have though?
Well, I misunderstood the assignment. I
Oh,
was
no.
preparing for my ship's talk, and so I got all my essential vehicles and vessels. But thankfully, I also have the essential guide to planets and moons. So we're gonna just read out of
Love it.
this a little bit. How about a nice, relaxing trip to Chandrilla? We're gonna explore.
Ooh, Chandrilla. There you go.
I call it Chandrila.
Well, you're wrong.
Ooh,
but,
Chandrilla, whatever Rick said.
Yeah. We don't know what he says. We never know. But yeah, the good old home planet of Mon Mothma. We're gonna go see Hannah City, Lake Saot. Totally reading off of this here. Let me just read this. Chandrilla is a pleasant, serene planet best known as the home world of Mon Mothma, the determined senator, blah, blah, blah. For core world, sparsely populated, surprisingly rural, gentle rolling plains, livestock herds, and hopping squalls. But let me tell you, those squalls aren't all peaceful.
Never even heard of this. That's kind of cool.
And
This is great.
those squalls, as I'm having a nice picnic on the rolling hills of Chandrilla, decided they wanted some of my food. And they came, and turns out, when you have a large quantity of squalls, it's called a Leviathan squall. And so next thing I know, there's a Leviathan squall coming into my picnic, ruining
Oh my
things, and
gosh.
chasing us out of the peaceful world of Chandrilla. But then there's 3 Imperial-class Star Destroyers that blockade the system, and I'm just going on now. I don't know what else is going to happen.
And there I am in my fire spray, saving Rick.
Yeah.
For some reason, I have 2 dark sabers, and I'm like, Rick, get in.
Dual wielding dark sabers, the canon one and the legends one.
Exactly.
Rick, I would recommend bringing your Dalmatian on that picnic to scare off
Yes.
the squalls.
Oh my gosh.
That's for sure. Okay, here's mine. My first one was just an example. Here's my real one. Ready?
Oh, man.
I've always wanted to go to Alderaan. I've always been interested, obsessed with
Ooh,
Alderaan.
That's a good one.
I really love the way it's depicted in Star Wars: The Old Republic, the beautiful snow-capped mountains, and the
Love it.
ravines and the valleys, and you could like go have a nice dinner hosted by Bail Organa himself, for example. All right, so
Wow.
I would go hiking on Alderaan, go see one of the Alderaanian waterfalls, have some of the Alderaanian wine. The real disadvantage is you could get blown up.
Yeah. There's that risk. There's that risk.
The whole planet.
Yeah.
Just at any point in time.
It's really a tragedy because it's such a beautiful planet.
Just see
Well-
Jared looking up nonstop. He's like, oh, I don't know when it's happening. I know it's going to though.
Yeah.
This has been a lot of fun. I do want to play one last quick lightning round game. All right. In Legends, there's so many things that are fun and goofy. And in the spirit of Valentine's Day, we wanted to help you as tomorrow is my daughter's Valentine's Day party at school. I helped her make her little Valentines, and we wrote them and got the names on there and we decorated them. I do wonder, what would you write in your Legends Valentine? Did you guys come up with one of these? For example, this would be an example of what not to say. Okay. Roses are red, violets are blue. Corin's the worst, and you are too.
Hmm.
All right, so there's my Legends Valentine.
Yeah.
Don't give that one out. That's not the one to do. That's not the one. What you guys got?
Let's see. You go. Someone else go. I'm workshopping
I
it
know,
over here.
All
I'm
right.
thinking.
There's one that we'll give a try. And Jared, I feel like you're being mean to me here, but I kind of like it. So Call me a Kawaki. I can't say it. Kawaki and monkey
Kawaki.
lizard because I would sit on your lap all day, any day.
Yeah, you're welcome for that one. The other way you could go with that is I would lick your eyeballs, like you know how he picks out C-3PO's eyes. Like,
Yeah.
eats them anyway.
Yep.
That doesn't really work either.
Oh,
Ready?
man.
I'm almost there.
I can't come up with anything.
While you guys are thinking, man, I really hope we had more time to talk about the disturbing relationships in Star Wars, because there are some grade A awkward ones.
Next Valentine's Day.
Can I real quick just talk for a second?
Yes, go for it.
About Darth Tarkin.
Yeah, Darth Tarkin.
Can you imagine?
I had a big like phase where I really liked the character Tarkin. He's cool. He's a big bad guy, menacing, ruthless. But then when I found out about him having a love interest at all, and was she Admiral? Was that her rank?
Natasi Dala. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And the Maul installation, all that. Maul, I can't say it. Maul, whatever. Anyway.
Oh, the Maw. Yeah.
Yeah. That just ruined him for me. Like that, I don't know what it was.
She's awesome.
She's great, but the fact that they had a relationship, it kind of put her down a notch for me too, because it's like, Tarkin, really? Like I just didn't see him in that kind of capacity, I guess.
The fuzzy bunny slippers, man. That's what it was.
Yes, exactly. And then
I think I've got it.
What you
I've
got?
got
Okay,
it.
what you got?
I got it.
Freddie?
You ready?
Close this out.
Somebody Photoshop this somewhere. Maybe not actually. Don't do this. Please. All right. Roses are red. Violets are blue. Baby, you're my fix. You want to buy some death sticks?
That's so good.
Nice.
I love it.
He's
Well,
a
it's been a lot of
poet.
fun. We've got so much more material. I'm just gonna have to save it for next Valentine's Day. So much stuff we didn't even get to. The best power couples of legends. There's so much more we could say about Shizor and his pheromones. We didn't get to those. Perfect Valentine's Day topic. So everybody, we want to wish you all a happy Valentine's Day from Legends Look Back. Enjoy time with your loved one. And if not, Pizza Hut has heart-shaped pizzas you can enjoy by yourself. We were discussing those in the Utini team. I might go ahead and get one just for the heck of it. Seems like a lot of fun. And then you just tear it in half and share half and half. Well, want to wish everybody happy Valentine's Day. Enjoy your candy death sticks, your gummy Nala Tree frogs, and your Legendsy hot chocolate on our behalf. Next week, strap up your jetpacks and wrist gauntlets because we are doing the top 10 Boba Fett moments in Star Wars Legends. That's it for this week. Thanks for joining us for Legends Look Back. Thank you to our incredible patrons for your support. Did I look like Boss Nass when I did that?
Mhm.
I hope so. We love making this show. We're glad that you are along for the ride. A special thank you to Brian Dooley, Patrick Ortiz, Carl Sander, OK Indar, JG Kars on our Jedi High Council, as well as Elizabeth Cloutier, Sally and Chris Eilerson, Freddie C, Earl Q, and Matt Billington on our Alliance High Command for their amazing support. I want to say thank you to everybody who is with us here in the live chat. The show happens every Thursday night at 9:30 p.m. Eastern time on youtube.com/Utini. If you are listening to us on an audio platform, first of all, we want to say, remember to leave us a review and help us to rise in the ranks in those podcast catchers so other people might be able to find the show as well. If you'd like your thoughts around the show, you can email us at legendslookback@utini.com. You can send us a message in the Legends Look Back Discord channel. You can leave a comment on this episode on YouTube, or you can find us on Twitter. We can find the show at Legends Look Back, or me personally, I'm at Jared Q. Mays. You can find Freddie
At Wake Up Freddy.
Rick,
At Rick_Grace.
or Emily.
At Darth Daybeck.
And remember, if you're looking to buy some of these books, such as the ones that explore the relationship between Natasi Dala and Grand Admiral Tarkin. Is that his name? Grand Admiral? I feel like I messed that up.
Moff.
Yeah,
Grand
it was
Moff
like-
Darth Tarkin.
just gonna keep on
Just keep
saying it
tacking
till
them
it
on.
sounds right. Supreme Overlord Tarkin. You can, of course, go on over to utini.com, click the Amazon link in the profile, and you can have the book arrive on your doorstep 2 days later. And then after you've read it, you can leave us a review and let us know what you think. Remember, everybody, keep the Utini fan code and be a force for positivity in the fandom. May the force be with you.